Anime, anime TV, cha! Hello and welcome to Anime TV. I'm your host Moneybags McGee, and today I'll be doing an unboxing video. As we all know, the 1st of December is the most important date in the anime calendar because that's when the 12 days of Christmas begins. And suddenly all those expensive animes you've been looking at all year suddenly become really, really cheap. And as always, I've bought quite a few things. First up, I'm going to do the items I got from MVM. Francesca in her recent video criticised MVM and said their stuff's not quite as good, but for 2 years in a row now, I've been enjoying the MVM items a lot more than I have from the items I got from all the anime. So I'm not sure I agree with her. Okay, first up is Flowers of Evil, which cost me £2, I think. As everyone knows, this is the show I was really hoping to get in the sales this year. It's not one I know an awful lot about, but it's one I've heard lots of good things about, and it's always sort of appealed to me. Like I say, I don't know too much about it. The premise is I think a boy is caught stealing a girl's school PE costume by someone else, and then that person starts to blackmail the boy, and from there their sort of relationship builds in a really sort of weird and peculiar manner. So yeah, not your usual anime theme particularly. Also, what sort of lured me towards it is the fact that it's done using a rotoscoping technique, which is when they film a movie live action and then use the individual film cells to animate from there. So it's going to look quite peculiar, I think. I think it's a technique that was used during the Keanu Reeves movie A Scanner Darkly, and also in A Case of Hannah and Alice, which is an anime movie as well. So yeah, I'm quite intrigued by this one. It's going to be pretty weird, I think. Next up is Gate, which cost me £8, and as you can tell, it's on Blu-ray. Yeah, again, it's the sort of show that I was mildly curious about. I've asked members in the group about it before. I think Alfie said it was okay, and Bashir spoke relatively fondly of it. So when I saw this for £8, I sort of couldn't resist picking it up. I think it's set in a world where a gate appears in the middle of Tokyo, and through it, dragons and wizards and all that sort of stuff come through. And in your usual movie, Earth would be sort of scared. Oh no, it's dragons. But this sort of takes a different twist, and I think basically the military turn up, shoot some machine guns at the dragons, and the dragons run away again. And then humanity sort of goes through the gate and thinks, oh, okay, what can we pillage from the other side? So a bit of a different take on the whole sort of gate idea. So yeah, again, it's sort of one that I'm sort of relatively curious to check out. Next up is Waiting in the Summer, which cost me £4. This wasn't a show I was expecting to see in the sales this year, because as far as I knew, it had been long out of print. So when I saw it in the sales, I really couldn't resist picking this up. It's one that I've wanted to watch for a really long time, but I've never bought it because it's only subtitled. And this year I thought, screw it, I can put up with a little bit of subtitles in my life, and I'm actually going to make myself watch this show this time. I've wanted to watch this for a really long time because I'm a really big fan of the anime Please Teacher, and I can't remember what the link is between this and Please Teacher, but there's something there, whether it's the character designer or the director or the studio. I think in some way this is linked to Please Teacher, so I definitely have to check it out for that reason. As far as the synopsis goes, I think it's just about a load of kids that have got nothing to do in the summer, so they just start filming a movie between them, and then from then on in, it's all about their bonds and how much they enjoy filmmaking and how they behave with each other. And I think on the back it says lights, camera, and teen angst. So there's going to be some romance in their summer as well, I would have thought. So yeah, this is one I'm really happy to pick up. Next up, I'll be going on to the All the Anime sale. Like I say, I wasn't particularly impressed with their sale this year. I think it's been stronger in past years. First up is Mirai, which cost me £5, and yet again it's on DVD. Yeah, I mean, Mirai's a movie. It's one I've wanted to see for a really, really long time. Two reasons, really. One, it gets really high reviews from absolutely everybody. And secondly, it's directed by Mamoru Hosoda, who made Wolf Children, Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Summer Wars, Boy and the Beast. He's the best director in anime. So I haven't seen this yet, and I really really need to check it out. Yeah, again, the synopsis. I think it's about a young boy, and when his little sister's born, she gets all the attention, and he's sort of quite jealous about all that. And he starts throwing tantrums, and then one day he just says, "I'm fed up of this," and runs down to the bottom of his garden. And then, from what the back of the case says, he ends up in some weird sort of time situation where he sees members from his family from long ago, and members of his family from in the future as well. In particular, his younger sister is now a teenager, and she's going to sort of like guide him through everything with coping and all that. It's going to be a movie that's really, really emotional. I'm pretty sure of that, and I've got high hopes that it's probably going to be one of the best movies I watch next year. So yeah, again, I'm sort of really happy with that purchase. Next up is Cyborg 009, in a nice fancy collector's edition Blu-ray with all the bits and everything. This is one that I've always been half tempted to pick up, and every year I just sort of put it off. I'm never really too sure. The reviews are always really mixed, but this year I saw it and thought, oh, £5, I might as well pick it up, yeah, and check it out finally. I've been watching quite a few anime films lately, and this is one I probably should check out sometime. And for £5, you can't go too far wrong. From what I've looked up on the internet and what I've seen on the back of the case, I think this is based on a 1960s anime, and it's sort of been rebooted for this modern movie. I think the general premise is that there were 9 cyborgs long ago that sort of saved the world and brought peace to the world, and they've sort of been long forgotten since then. But now, sort of later in the future, trouble started to reappear again, and the whole team's going to have to get back together and save the world. Yeah, like I say, I thought I had my eye on it for a while, but never really been too sure. The animation's supposed to be pretty good, and it is. I think it's produced by possibly Production IG, who are a very very good animation studio, and it's directed by Kenji Kamiyama, who did Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex and Eden of the East. So it's in good hands. It's just whether it's good is the only question, really. Yeah. And last but not least, Sword of the Stranger. It's pretty much, for me, very similar to 009 Re-Cyborg in the fact that it's always just sort of been lurking around there, and I've never sort of picked it up, but I always thought like I probably should. And this year, yet again, £5 Blu-ray. Why not? I'll treat myself. And yeah, I just sort of picked it up. I've heard really just constantly good reviews about this and the animation and everything, and thought, it's definitely becoming the year of movies, so I might as well check this one out. That I'm aware of, I think it's a story about a boy and his dog who are being chased by the Shogun of Japan. I think it might say Shogun. I'm not sure. And they're having to run away, and they come across sort of a lone samurai, and basically sort of like get him to help them and keep him safe, basically. I assume there's a lot more to the story than that, but that's all I've managed to figure out from the back of the case. Yeah, again, like I say, it's supposed to be pretty good, so I'm sort of excited to check it out. I think Alfie might have picked it up recently in a mystery box, and I think he was quite excited as well, possibly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out as well. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of my video. I only bought 6 things this year, and I think I had a little quick add up, and I think it cost me £29 for 6 things, which isn't too bad. I mean, that's £100 less than Francesca's Godzilla box set, so I'm pretty happy with that, I suppose. And yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to comment me, let me know what you think of my purchases, and see you next time.